Okay. So I feel like there is a slight delay here, so we're gonna give it a whirl. Just a second. All right. So welcome to Gentle Yoga. We're gonna okay. We're gonna give this a go, see how it works. We're trying things out, trying new things. So here we are. We're gonna do a little gentle flow here this evening, taking some time, just kind of checking in. So we're gonna take a moment, let ourselves get seated here on the mat. So just kind of plant your seat, relax the shoulders, let your arms just kind of relax on top of your legs. Eyes can close if that feels comfortable. And we're just going to take a moment here just to find a couple of deep breaths in and out. So, whatever that happens to look like, just a slow, controlled breath in, slow, controlled breath out. Maybe taking a moment to kind of check in, see what we're feeling, what we're noticing. Are there places in our body that we need to be a little bit careful? Are there places in our body that we want to be a little bit more mindful, intentional in how we move? Can we feel our seat kind of connect to the floor? Maybe our feet feel there. You can just let yourself be in this space as we just kind of get started. Just again, relaxing things down. If you're starting to feel like you want to add some movement, maybe roll those shoulders up and back. Eyes can open, eyes can stay closed, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then we're going to switch. Let's just take a couple of shoulder rolls going forward. Again, just take your time. Good. Let your shoulders relax here. We're going to start to circle out that upper body just a little bit. Again, just kind of find the moves here, find what's going to work for you. It doesn't have to be a perfect shape. And then you can take a moment, find a couple of circles going in that other direction here. Good. And then back to center. Arms are going to come down to our side. Nice breath in. Reaching those arms up, maybe bring the fingers together, start to feel that nice big stretch. So feel that stretch start to make its way down both sides of the body. And if you're ready, you can add that little bit of side stretch if you want to bring a little bit more focused stretch to each side. Maybe if you're feeling just kind of sticking to the center, if that's what feels good today. We're going to slowly release those fingertips nice and easy. Start to bring the elbows wide here. And then just kind of find that spot where we kind of bring those arms back. Feel that chest open just a little bit. Good. And then slowly bring those arms all the way down. Let's draw that right arm across the body and just kind of hug that to us. Drop the shoulders. Still sitting in that breath here, nice and easy. Good. And then maybe a little wiggle, a little shake. Let's go to that other side. So you're going to bring that left arm across. Again, shoulders are soft, eyes are closed, maybe open, whatever's going to feel good. And you can just let yourself breathe here. Take your time. Let yourself just feel into that space. Good. And then we're going to take that right arm, extend it all the way out, kind of just gently pull those fingertips back. So just a little bit. We're not going to hurt anything here. We just want to start to stretch through the wrist into that forearm just a little bit. And then we're going to go to that other side. Again, just nice and easy, palm facing out. Gently bring those fingertips back. Find a little bit of a stretch here. Good. And now we're going to bring the tops of the fingertips down. So the top of the hand is facing forward. Now we're going to stretch through the top of the wrist. So again, just that little gentleness, kind of pulling it back. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy here. Then we're going to go to that other side. Again, top of the hand forward, just kind of gently feel that stretch through the top of the wrist into the top of our forearm. Good. Let's bring the hands together and we're just going to circle them out. So rolling into those wrists here. And then switch, take a couple circles in that other direction. And then take a moment, shake out the arms, shake out the fingers, shake out everything here. You need to maybe shrug the shoulders a little bit. Good. Now, if you've got a strap or a band or a towel, we're going to grab that. We're going to head straight into the legs here. So legs a little bit wide, start to bend the knees. We're just going to take it into some windshield wipers to start. So find a little gentle movement back and forth here. You want to start taking it a little bit bigger. I'm going to invite you to do that. And again, that's totally up to you. If your body will do that, awesome. If not, no big deal either. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to start with those legs wide. Bring that chest up nice and tall. Soften through the shoulders. And then we're just going to bring that right shoulder to the center and back up. Left shoulder to the center, back to center. Take your time here. We're not going to drop too low into that. We're just finding a little movement. Open up those inner thighs. Start to stretch down the back of the legs here. Let yourself take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Good. You want to find that hold? You certainly can if the movement is just not your cup of tea here. And then we are just going to meet in that kind of hold to the center. So let your hands slide down the legs. Let your hands slide towards the center here. Relax the shoulders, bringing that chest forward. Good. Let your hands just kind of be wherever they feel the most supported for you, whatever that happens to look like. Bringing that up nice and tall. We're keeping that right leg out. We're going to draw that left leg in. So here's where you may want to grab a band or a strap. I like to bring that around the bottom of my leg. And then elbows come into my side. I'm going to bring that chest towards the top of the leg. So take your time here. You want to maybe walk those hands down a little bit further. You certainly can. But again, we're not yanking anything back. This is more just to hold it, support it, find a little stability here. So we want to feel it down the back of the ankle, into the calf, back of the knee, into the hamstring, into the back of that leg. That's what our focus is. So that's also going to depend on how much we bring that chest towards the top of our legs. That's going to kind of influence how that stretch feels as well. Good. Always bring it back to that breath here. Wonderful. Now we're going to take it to the other side. So that left leg is going to come out, kind of tuck that right in. So same thing, let yourself get recentered, reset, arms where they need to be, holding onto that strap, chest is coming towards the leg. You can also start to reach the hands down. I didn't mention it on the other side, but you can certainly use the hands. It's okay if you're not touching the toes. That's not our number one focus. Are you feeling it down the back of your leg? Do you need to adjust so that maybe the hamstring gets a little bit more? Maybe you need to adjust so that the calf and the ankle gets a little bit more. So being mindful in that space here. Let yourself just breathe it out. Take your time. Good. And then again, we're going to bring those legs back to the center. Find those windshield wipers one more time here. And same thing, if you want to take it into that kind of like 90-90 split here. You certainly can if that feels good. Again, that's not your cup of tea. Just kind of stick where it feels good. All right, we're going to make our way into a tabletop or nice all fours here. So as we flip ourselves over and we are just going to keep the hands underneath our shoulders, hips and knees are under our knees are underneath our hips, I should say. And we're just going to take it into some cat cow here. So just let yourself kind of nice and easy roll it back and forth here, taking our time. Good. Just nice and slow here. Good. And as you start to feel like you're moving into this space here, you need to find a little extra, maybe wiggle side to side. And take your time here. Find what feels good. We're going to take it into some child's pose. So you're just going to step the knees a little bit wide, drop your hips back, start to reach the fingertips. Good. And just let your forehead relax. Maybe reach through those fingertips just a little bit more. Maybe find that gentle movement side to side. Good. And maybe we start to walk those hands over towards the right side of the mat. And drop into that left hip. Start to reach through those left fingertips. Again, just find that breath here. And then as you're ready, maybe bring it over to the left side of the mat. We're going to find a little bit of a stretch down that right side. So again, just take your time here. Couple of deep breaths in and out. And then coming back to the center one last time. Again, just drop into the hips, reach through those fingertips. Take a couple of breaths here. And then as you're ready, you're going to start to bring it up to all fours. If you've got some blocks, I'm going to suggest grabbing those, but again, not necessary if you don't have them. We're going to step that right foot up to our hands. A couple of options. If this is all that feels good and you start to get that stretch in that back leg into that hip, awesome. If you want to bring it up a little bit taller and start to bring those hips forward to get into that stretch, you can do that as well. Or bring the hands down to the blocks or down to the mat and really let that hip relax forward. So this knee and ankle kind of stay in alignment. We're bringing the hip towards the floor. But again, whatever feels good to you. Hands can come down to the mat if that works. You can step the foot a little bit more central if that feels good as well. It really is all just about where you're going to start to feel that stretch make its way down that hip flexor, into the front of the hip, down the top of the leg, keeping our shoulders relaxed, breathing into that stretch. Really take your time here. Good. And again, so now we're just going to slowly bring ourselves up a little bit. So we're in kind of a kneeling lunge here. So right foot is forward, left foot is still back. We're bringing that left arm up and reaching over towards that right side. So we're kind of tucking that tailbone under, nice big reach. This right hand can kind of go wherever it feels best. So we're not coming forward. We're sitting up nice and tall, still pressing kind of those hips towards the top of our mat here. Good. Coming back to the center. If we need to, bring the hands down, kind of slide that leg back. We're coming to the other side now. So we're going to step that left foot forward. Same thing here. It can be pretty neutral if we need it to be. If our balance feels better, bringing it up, you can bring those hands down. Wherever we are, we're letting those hips kind of relax forward. We feel that muscle in that right leg this time start to lengthen a little bit. Let it open. Let it breathe. Being in that space here. Take your time. Nothing too serious. Again, if you need to adjust, if you need to find a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of movement, let yourself move a little bit as well. There's nothing too serious about our gentle flow. We're just kind of taking what feels right for us. Good. Same thing. So we're going to kind of find ourselves back in that kneeling position, kind of tucked under here. We're going to bring that left hand up, no, right hand up this time, and reach it over towards that left side. So feeling that nice big stretch. Good. And just relax and just breathe. There we go. Back to the center here. And then as we need to, we're just going to bring it back to all fours. We can set the blocks to the side if we need to. Good. So again, we're going to bring ourselves back to seated here. We're going to draw the bottoms of the feet towards each other, start to bring the heels in towards the center. So as we come into our butterfly, let the legs relax. It's okay if they're kind of high up as well. We're just going to soften into that, feeling the hips open. We're doing a lot of hip work today. So if that's not necessarily your jam, that's okay. You can come back or skip on to the next one. You're catching the replay. But if you need to bring something underneath the legs, like propping up a block or something underneath, by all means do that. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Breathing it out. Good. Wonderful. And coming back to the center, we're going to bring both legs out to the front. So we're going to keep that left leg extended, bend the right. So bringing that foot up towards the knee. So it can be either inside the knee or step it to the outside, whatever feels comfortable. You're going to sit up tall and then twist to the right. So a little better demonstration of what that looks like. Now, as we twist into the right, we're bringing our chest and our belly into that leg, and that might not feel good. So another option, bringing that knee bent, you're going to twist to that open side. So you'll twist to the left. It's okay. You're going to twist to the right on that opposite side, but sometimes twisting in to our leg doesn't feel the greatest. So flex through that left foot, get a little bit of an extra quad. I'm not quad, calf stretch. Oof. Find the muscle there, Lisa. Again, find that nice big twist. Breathe. Make some noise if you need to. And then slowly we're going to come back to the center. Maybe circle the feet a little bit. All right, right leg's going to stay extended. We're going to bend the left. So foot comes to either the inside or step to the outside. We're going to sit up, twist towards the left this time. Or we're going to twist to the right if we're twisting towards that open side. So I like to try and give people some options so that depending on how they're feeling on any given day, you find something that's going to work for you and what your body needs today. Good. Again, we're just going to breathe into that stretch. Nice and slow. We're coming back to the center, both legs extended. So again, if that strap is nearby, we're going to grab that. We're going to run the bottoms of our feet. We're coming back to that hamstring stretch, kind of back of the leg stretch. We're going to do both legs at the same time. So I like using the strap because it feels like I get a little bit of a deeper stretch. I'm not so worried about where my hands are on my legs, but the strap is completely optional. You can slide those hands down, reaching towards the toes. So we don't need to do this so that we get to the toes. I want you to extend the legs as much as you can. Sit up as tall as you can, bringing that chest forward. So that nice straight line of our back, shoulders are relaxed. We're just going to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Take your time. Same thing, if you want to find a little bit of movement, if that is what's going to feel good for you and your body here, find that movement. Find that little bit of flow. That's going to really feel good. Awesome. All right, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, take a moment, circle those ankles, and then switch. Let's take a couple of circles in that other direction. Good. We're going to take it into a seated figure 4 here. So I'm going to give you a couple of kind of basic options and then an option to kind of challenge yourself if that's what you're looking for tonight. So we're going to take that from seated. We're going to cross that right ankle over our left leg. And the more you bring that left heel back towards you, the more it's going to bring that leg towards the right leg to the chest, the more you're going to get that stretched in the outside of the heel. So a couple of, outside of the hip, I should say, a couple of options. If you want to bring your back up against the wall, that might help you kind of keep that spine nice and neutral. Focus on getting into that hip stretch. Shoulders are relaxed. You can always extend that leg, press that hip forward if that's feeling good. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to bring that left leg down, stack the right on top into kind of a double pigeon here. Grab a block. So ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Kind of sit, get squared. So either way, we're getting into the outside, the kind of meaty part of our hips. Our seat is fully grounded. Our shoulders are relaxed. Maybe the eyes are closed. Let yourself just breathe into that space. And again, if you're not quite ready for like that full double pigeon, if you're working on that, maybe bringing that leg up just a little bit. Maybe we're kind of doing that crisscross applesauce as we work our way towards more of that stacked position. So let yourself get into whatever works for you. And, you know, it's single side stuff. So maybe you want to try something on this side because it feels a little bit more open tonight. And maybe on the other side, you're sticking with the seated figure 4. All perfectly valid options. You're going to be fine. Just this is about honoring what your body needs tonight. Taking your time. Being in this space here. Good. All right. And then from wherever we are, we're going to gently uncross the legs. Find some movement if that's what we need. And then we're coming to that other side. So left ankle over the top of that right foot. Kind of scoot the heel back. Hug that knee towards our chest. Remember, back up against the wall or a piece of furniture if that feels more supportive. Maybe extending that leg if that's where we are. Or tucking that right leg under this time. Bringing the left on top. So again, kind of finding it's okay if we're not quite to that fully stacked position yet. Grab a block or blanket or a towel, bringing it underneath that top knee so that it's somewhere to kind of rest, somewhere to be supported. So it kind of sits into this space here. Our seat is grounded, our shoulders are relaxed, our jaw is unclenched. We're focusing on our breath here. We're just kind of being in that space here. And just breathe. We're taking our time. Good. Just let yourself be in that space here. And again, as you're ready, you're just going to slowly uncross the legs here. Give yourself a moment, find a little wiggle, find a little bit of a stretch, and then we're going to make our way back to seated. So again, from wherever we were, take your time, let yourself get comfortable. Again, if you need to bring something underneath your seat, that feels a little better on the hips and knees, that's a good option as well. So arms are going to come down to our side, nice deep breath in, reaching those arms up and overhead. And then we're going to take a twist to the right. So right hand comes a little bit back behind us. Left hand is going to reach towards that right side. And again, just let yourself be in this space here. Good. And then we're going to reach those arms up and over to that left side. So left hand now comes back behind us. Right hand is reaching towards that leg and wringing out that midsection. Good. We're going to reach those arms up and overhead. Let's drop that right arm back behind us. We're going to reach that left arm to the elbow or bring it across the front if that's feels like you can get to that arm a little bit better. Sit up as tall as we can without arching through that spine. Breathe into that nice tricep stretch, especially if the shoulders are tiniest bit tight here. I know mine are kind of feeling that here. Good, bringing those arms up. Let's go that other side. So left arm comes down. And just find a couple of deep breaths in and out here. Good. And then we're going to reach those arms up like we did in the beginning, nice and slow, bringing those arms wide. And then we're slowly going to bring the arms back behind us. So we can either interlock those fingers, maybe squeeze the hands back behind, or just bring the hands to the floor. Draw those shoulder blades towards the mid of the back. Press that chest forward just a little bit. Good. And then slowly bring those arms back to center. And then one shoulder at a time, we're just going to bring them up and back. Just take your time here. And then we're just going to roll the shoulder forward one at a time, taking your time. And then I want you to shrug the shoulders up and slowly relax them down. So arms maybe down to your side. Slowly bring those shoulders up. Slowly bring them down. Press them down. Maybe press the palms towards the floor. Good. One more time. Shoulders come up. On this last one, lengthen through the spine, through the head. Drop the shoulders. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Good. We're going to bring the hands back to the tops of our legs. Drop the chin to our chest. Take it into some circles here. So we're going to go up the right, down the left, taking our time. Good. And then that chin finds the chest again. And we're going to go in that other direction. Keep it nice and simple here. Good. And then bringing that head back to the center. So go one more time, arms down to our side. Inhale, let's reach them up. On the exhale this time, we're going to bring that right hand down. One more nice big side stretch. So bend through that right elbow as much or as little as you'd like. Good. And then we're going to go to that other side. Good. And then back to the center. Let's drop the right ear towards our shoulder. Good. And then take the left ear towards our shoulder. And then we're going to settle into this kind of seated spot here. I'm going to close with a little bit of rest and relaxation, some Shavasana tonight. So let yourself get settled. Feel your seat again grounded. If you need to bring your back up against something for some support, do that. Relax the shoulders. Let the arms relax on top of the legs. Maybe allowing the eyes to close. And just give yourself a moment to just kind of sit here with that little bit of quiet, that little bit of peace, and just let your body soak up all of the hard work that you've done these last 30-ish minutes. Good. And it's okay if you can't sit still. As you start to feel ready, maybe find a little gentle movement. Start to wake that body up. And take your time as we come back to a nice seated position here. Yourself to be back in your body, back in your space. You can find those any final stretches that you might want to add, you might want to include, that might feel good, so that you can head back into the rest of your day. And we're just going to draw those hands through to heart center. I want you to take a moment to be grateful for yourself. You unrolled the mat, you put on the clothes, you pressed play. Be grateful to our bodies for moving us around. And as always, grateful to each other for sharing our practice, whether it was live or virtually. So again, thank you everybody for joining, and I will see all of you very, very soon.